Hi, I'm the Red Lady, and today I'm going to talk about the Spring Equinox. What is the Spring Equinox? When is the Spring Equinox? And why is it celebrated amongst pagans, witches, and other types of magical practitioners and spiritual folk? Many questions to answer here. My channel is centered on the practice of shamanic witchcraft, so please feel free to subscribe. And if you can hear any noise in the background, it's my puppy playing with her ball. So the spring equinox, otherwise known as the vernal equinox or Ostara amongst pagans and various magical practitioners, is celebrated or observed in the month of March, usually sometime between the 18th and the 23rd of March. So this year, 2023, it falls on the 20th of March. So most people refer to this time as the spring equinox. And I think the more astrological minded folk will refer to it as the vernal equinox, and maybe, the term Ostara is a Wiccan term, and it is one of their 8 Sabbath celebrations. Now, myself, as a practitioner of shamanic witchcraft, I refer to it simply as the spring equinox. As part of the seasonal cycles of the year, the spring equinox obviously marks the beginning of spring here in the northern hemisphere in the month of March. In the southern hemisphere, the spring equinox is celebrated in September. Now, my sister has literally jetted off from the UK to New Zealand recently, and one of the things she said to me before she left was, it's going to be super weird in New Zealand. All the seasons are going to be completely opposite to what they are here in the UK. The stars in the night sky are going to be different. It's going to be disorienting. It's going to take some getting used to. And yeah, it probably will take some getting used to, I can imagine. So the spring equinox is celebrated in March in the northern hemisphere and in September in the southern hemisphere. Now, in the UK, the Druids celebrate at this time Alban Eilir, which means the light of the earth. It is the celebration of the return of life to the earth after the winter months. So it's a celebration of the balance being brought back to the earth, a time of renewal and of rebirth. The spring equinox marks the sun's crossing above the earth's equator, moving from south to north. So at this time, both the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere are receiving the sun's rays equally, and both daytime and nighttime are said to be equal in length. So the energies of light and dark are equal at this time. So this marks a time of balance. Some magical practitioners may do certain rituals to help keep themselves energetically balanced and healthy at this time. I find doing a balancing ritual at this time beneficial, not just because I'm a magical practitioner, but also because I have a bipolar condition, and I find that helpful. So also rituals that celebrate the awakening of the spring deities and the spirits of springtime. So the rebirth of the plants, the beginning of the return of warm weather. Nature itself is waking up, and it's time to start planting and sowing seeds. So the spring equinox is a time of new beginnings. If you made New Year's resolutions in January and you didn't stick to them because, well, you just couldn't, then now would be a great time to start again. The spring equinox falls close to the time when astrologically the sun is moving out of Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, and into Aries. So it's entering Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. So from an energetic and magical perspective, you can tap into that fresh and dynamic incoming Aries energy. You can harness the Aries energy coming in and set new intentions for whatever it is that you want to achieve. So in my personal opinion, this time of the year is far more potent and powerful for setting new resolutions and new goals. At the time of the year, the new year in January, we are still in the depths of winter. It's cold, it's difficult to get motivated, we are still recovering from the Yule season. You know, the spring equinox is the perfect time for doing a ritual or a spell or setting an intention for something that will manifest as the plants grow, as the leaves on the trees open up, as the weather becomes warmer, as animals begin to wake from hibernation. Now is the time where our human biological system is naturally geared towards motivating ourselves towards our goals. The brightening of the days brings us more joy and activates us towards more physical activity and outdoor activities. So yes, I absolutely believe that this time of the year, the spring equinox, is far more potent for setting personal goals because it gives us the natural inclination to stick with it as nature begins to bloom. Some practitioners work with the spring deities at this time, invoking goddesses such as Flora, the Roman goddess of flowering plants, or Freya, the Norse goddess of fertility and healing, or the Greek goddess Persephone, who emerges from the underworld at springtime, and her mother Demeter then bestows the land with growth and abundance. Here in Wales, it is the spring goddess Blodeuwedd, who was magically created from 9 spring flowers, or the goddess of sunlight Olwen, who left a trail of white clover wherever she walked. Working with the various springtime energies and spirits can help us really appreciate the rebirth and the newness of nature that comes around each and every year. The cyclic nature of the earth and our environment, the equinoxes and the solstices, these are the points in this cycle that our ancestors would have observed and celebrated and probably would have appreciated a whole lot more than the modern human beings of today. But thankfully, there is now coming a resurgence of observing nature and the seasons and the cycles, of working with the natural energies again. More and more people are discovering or rediscovering their personal connection to nature and their connection to the natural and magical forces that surround us and permeate everything. This time is particularly important for myself as a shamanic practitioner because I celebrate both the light and the shadow. I work with both the darker deities and the spirits of winter and the night, and also the light beings and the sun deities and angels. So for me, this is a time to reaffirm the keeping of that balance. And this winter in particular has been pretty heavy going in the spirit department, I can tell you. I've been working with the Morrigan, the She, Dark Fae, Lilith, to name but a few. Just a few of the ones I've been working with in the winter. So as spring rolls in, there'll undoubtedly be a shift to some of the more lighter energies, spirits and deities coming back into play. So I'm working with the spirits and energies that are naturally rotating through the year. And each year, with each season, they bring forth new knowledge and wisdom, new inspiration, new insights, new ideas. The spring equinox is time of new beginnings. So set those intentions, balance your energies, enjoy watching the plants and flowers bloom, the warm weather conditions coming in and the re-emergence of the light. You know, you can create your own spring equinox altar. This is my temporary spring equinox altar, and I will use this altar for working with the spring energies, and then I'll take it down again when I'm done. So there is a white candle and a black candle to represent the balance of the light and dark. There are green candles to represent the new spring shoots. There is a baby money tree or Crassula ovata that I recently propagated from a parent plant that I've had for about 20 years. Also, I decorate my house seasonally. So now my own springtime handmade personal spring decorations will go up to enhance that feeling of spring, even indoors. So I will put relevant links in the description box below. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel. That was my puppy honking his goose. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the bell for notifications. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening.